Hello, everyone. How are we today? Hi, IG. How are you? I'm okay. I'm. It's actually storming here. There's some really loud thunder and lightning earlier. See if I could draw some energy from it. I I actually do that, and it's pretty cool. I think it stopped, but I think I could still get it. Oh, there was one there too. Wow. Okay. Summer thunder. Well, someone got arrested after someone passed away doing their stupid drug induced ceremonies. So I can always say, guys, you don't do these, that you don't do that stuff. It's not necessary and it doesn't work. And also, metaphysically speaking, the mechanics of it are jacked up. It will mess you up that way too. So hopefully she's in a better place and not lost somewhere. The person who passed from that. Like, seriously, don't do those. I mean, people, I wish would stop listening to that and thinking it's so great. I know they do. Yeah, like ayahuasca. Yeah. Like traditionally, you're only supposed to do it once under the supervision of a mediumistic medicine man. So in case you have trouble reintegrating into your body, and that can also that's familiar with the spirits of the land and it can also protect from a whole host of problems. But even with that said, I don't think it's the best um, tradition in the world to be doing stuff. Um, like, yeah, like for example, their energy work is not as refined as the Fachi people or the Negong people. So there's an inequality right there, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Kind of have to. I'm wondering if in a year people are going to listen to me less or more. The idea or what I was told that will be this will be so strong it won't matter. So we shall see. It's super dangerous. I made some videos about it. Well, I have more. I have one about hallucinogenics. I have one about Reiki. I have one about um, Jerry Sargent. I have, I think those are my four videos where I really kind of try to break things down a little bit more. But do I have any more? Um, so like I said, I do not have one about Shaman Derek. People think he's a fraudster, but no, he can move energy. Just I'm not. I don't just like pick on people for no reason. Right? I don't. I don't like how he does things, but on the other hand, I mean, he doesn't misrepresent what he says he can do. Although he sort of has embraced that new age type of practice thought and does some of it himself, which I don't recommend, but that's his issue. And yeah, he was very nice when I met him. Just very impersonal. Yes, they should. It's like it's like not being discerning when it comes to the ocean or the hood. It's the same thing. I would say it's more perilous than those things. Now, I would like it to the ocean more. and maybe free diving, where nothing is innately evil. It just, although there are those things where I'm convinced that, nah, yeah, there's definitely that. And you could say that when you don't consider the gateways I mapped out, but just like most things, they're just of their nature. I would say most demons are of their nature, um, but over time they mature. Um, it just takes a good 100,000 years for that. When a being becomes that old, they start seeing outside of themselves. But that just goes to show you how nature works. Chill. Mm. When many humans age, they calm down also. Yeah, for sure. So, like always, we're gonna wait a little bit for folks to trickle in. Yes, they do. Most of them. Some of it depends. It depends on a lot of things. It depends on the realm. It depends on race. There's a ton of races. Like a lot, a lot, a lot. Um, yeah, it's not just one. It's not just two. Most of them have never been angels. Um, and then that's classified as something else. Um, but yeah, it's different. Just think of it this way. Some of them have been very helpful. Some of them have been not very helpful. Some of them, yeah, you pull out of people. Um, s- um, yeah, people can consider it this way. Um, um, what are the chances that the unseen world or different sphere of reality is different than what everyone expects? I mean, chances are it's going to be vastly different. Right? It'll be different for me 20 years from now than it is now, just because I'm able to examine it more and expand my perception. And then there's going to be perhaps the whole thing of more remembrance. So Um, let's see. Um, how will I integrate? Is it hard? No, no, because the awful ones can't help themselves. They can't help themselves. Some sorcerers will enslave the really nasty ones and bind them so they can, order them to do what they want and um, make it so they can't turn on them. So that's a thing. It's a whole different thing. Like sorcery and dark, very dark sorcery, it's very different than a lot of other spiritual practices. It's not no, it's not a pact. A pact is a deal. This isn't a deal. This is coercion. But it either way, it does take a toll because that energy moves to the sorcerer. And anytime you um, look at someone who's perhaps in the necromancy very heavily, they will age very, very fast and their body deteriorates in some really horrible ways, but they don't care. They do it anyway. To them, it's worth it. And with that said, um, look how fast many practicing mediums, how fast they age. It's not worth it. It's not. Someone sent me a video one time taunting me, where he cut his finger, and and was that he was at a graveyard and he was binding himself to each one of the graves one by one to enslave that way. He goes, "Hey, mage, what am I doing?" And I didn't say anything. I freed the people, and I told him, I said, "Dude, you don't underestimate people." Because he figured I didn't know what he was doing. He figured I'd be confused. I wasn't. I knew exactly what he was doing. And after that, he stopped talking. He didn't say anything after that. But no, I got rid of. I can free like trapped spirits. I've like cleared haunted houses. I have them saved my messages. If you look at my um, thing, you'll see um, some conversations. Um, yeah, he's a Russian guy. Like like a lot, you'll find a lot of that in some very old magic from Europe. In Europe, it's very, very old. Much of it is very rudimentary. They'll do things like that. Um, they will also do like the type of love spells they do. They do type of according between organs. And how that works is you bind, say, someone's heart to yours. And the issue with that, if that person's heart goes bad, and since it's influenced, it might in that way, you'll take on those problems, especially if you bind that person's body to yours. It's very, um, um, it's not recommended. So, yeah, yeah. People have that too. I've had people who've had like someone obsessed with them and keep calling them nonstop. And I had one girl who was like asking me the first time, says, "Can you do anything about this? Like he keeps like not stopping." I'm like, "Sure." And I tried and I worked. And right away, the guy called her and says, "You know what? I'm done. I give up." Blah blah blah. He said something, and after that last call, he never bothered her again. So it's an energetic thing. I have one friend in Ireland who is in this horrible situation. She um, found it a good idea to go out with someone from the Middle East, and when she broke up with him because he was abusive, he basically hasn't stopped. He firebombed her parents' car. He comes around, he calls nonstop, and "I love you," and like saying that mixed in with threats. You know, he attacked her and beat up her dad. And the Gerba there, like the police in Ireland, are absolutely worthless. Dude, the police came and caught him there, and he threw a Molotov at them in their car and hit their trunk, and they ran away because they don't have weapons. So, I mean, if you did that in the U.S., if you did that in Japan, like even the police here would put a cap in you. For in Ireland, they ran away. It's like she was saying, like they're like a joke there, and like the courts just like let people out. It's gotten really bad, apparently. She has a protective order on him, and he turned himself in, and they let him out because he made like a really low bail. But yeah, there's an energetic mechanic to that, and for him, I can't untangle it because he was born into that place where these type of parasites um, entangle that type of um, obsession. Her parents are from Romania. They finally decided, okay, we're gonna move. She was trying to convince them before they own the house, and they didn't want to. But it's gotten so bad, especially after her dad got hit, that she's like, okay, they're finally deciding to go back. But before that, they told her that God told them to stay. So, but no, they changed their mind. But no, he would end up eventually offing her. Um, with that being said, him throwing that Molotov on the Gerba car, the Irish police, I mean, like 100%, they're like serious about finding him now. They have weapons, but they have to like go get them, and like special police have to get them. And yeah, it'll be possible. I'm not quite strong enough to undo those attachments yet, so I'll get there. They'll require constant concentration. That I mean, they do for me for now. Eventually, like it'll whatever I do supposedly will just keep going without me having to look at it. It'll be like an orbit, and things will pull off of whoever's around. So that's where it's headed. That's where this is headed. Yeah, she's gonna take off for some time too. Oh, she had an apartment and he firebombed that, but there's no evidence. They don't do circumstantial evidence in Ireland, and they don't really investigate when there's circumstantial evidence. It's so silly. Well, no, I mean they wouldn't work to get stuff if they tried. So I mean, what else can I do? I mean, I guess I could no because it wouldn't work. Um, anyway, like I said, I was supposed to be a certain way, and that's where I'm going. So, I mean, there's stuff I could do, but I mean, yeah, it depends. There's earthly kami and there's heavenly kami, and the earthly ones are basically natural. They're, yeah, I mean, like anything else in nature. I will tell you this. There was a prophecy that was written like 20 years ago and put in like 25 years ago and put in a comic book called The Future I Saw. And within it had dates in it. And 19 of those dates, they all came true. And some this year there was one where she had one where there's like this big tsunami and it engulfs like almost the entire Pacific seaboard. And the date came, and there was very unusual seismic activity. And you can look this up online. I think there was thousands of earthquakes here, and yeah, I jumped in, so I do that too. Um, the spirits doing that reckoning had no idea that people were so interfered with by other spirits that since they're rational, the kami are very rational. That's one thing. They didn't go through it, but they and they also they also thought that most people could see them, but we're so well, I mean, most people can see them, they just won't, right? Yeah, but they didn't know people were so interfered with. It's such a deep layer, and it has to do with I'm glad it didn't happen either. Like, the last thing I heard about it after the last thing I did was it's been done. Like, it's been done. I was like, "What's been done?" It's already been done. But yeah, like the earthquakes just kind of fizzled out. There was a little tsunami, but it didn't do anything. Um, yeah, So, yeah, like stuff happens because sometimes people will wander into a place that's protected, and they might get hit with an invisible dart that makes them sick, and that needs to be treated. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff that just people don't see, and because they don't believe it in the first place, they just chalk it up to superstition or um, you know, belief. And I think that's one of the things that one of the very big detriments that Ju- Abrahamic, I would say Christianity, even more so than even Islam, because even they know that gin, for example, can cause human sickness, although they don't know what to do about it. So I guess it's the same. It's um, it's turned into this thing where it's either you believe or you not believe, and everything they've put everything spiritual into those two paradigms. And even in America, when you talk to Christians, they'll ask you, "Are you a believer?" Right? And that's their entire framework, because even subconsciously they know there's not much there, and it's kind of manifested in those words. Are you a believer? Are you a believer? I believe in God. I believe in the Bible. No one quite says, I know God is there. I know. No one says that because there's part of them that can't say that. Whereas, for example, everyone here, and this isn't the only practice like this. Jonas, he could do this type of healing too. It's a little different. He doesn't quite do the body, but he's really good with the emotional stuff, and people do feel it. Um, yeah, and even if he doesn't know enough about it, I know that it comes from a good place too, which is why I had him on my thing. Um, um, yeah, what was I saying? People know that they're experiencing something, so it's like you almost don't know how to answer when somebody says, "Do you believe something's happening?" And people don't even ask that. Like, no one here has ever had anyone ask them or say um, that accusing you of believing that something's happening here. No one's ever said that. And that's because how the subconscious works is especially when it comes to metaphysical concepts, you're going to repeat um, those thought patterns that kind of flounder up in words. I hope I'm making sense. Um, yeah, that was a nice thunderstorm, right? Ragan, Jader, Ragan. So, Like once in a while, I'll have someone pop in and like throw in a Bible verse or tell me to, convert. And even talking to someone who's really bought into the ideology, um, they don't act, many of them will claim that or think that there's nothing happening and just accuse you of delusion because that's the best they can compare where their basis of knowledge comes from. With that being said, these are getting much stronger, and I very well may become, their kind of worst imagined in their mind nightmare, which is kind of funny. Hi, Sunblood TV. Have you taken part in this before? We're about to start. Just talking a little too much today. All right. Well, welcome. So we're about to start. How did you find the channel? Or right, nice. Great. Great. All right. So we're about to start. Basically, lie down, relax, breathe. This isn't quite a meditation, although this can be. It's designed to, well, it can clear up and enhance your own practice. It um, clears up your energetic field that hinders your own innate ability. And yeah, any questions before we start? Yeah, when I talk about a topic that comes across as interesting, like the um, viewers that wander in kind of stay put and listen to what I have to say because they might find it interesting too. But when I start with the actual purification or prayer, and maybe some of them might feel something or maybe not because they're so not into it, it's because they're so used to just talking. Um, yeah, they're just used to talking. Anyway, Mias, if you have any questions before we start, I'm going to let you go ahead. But whether it's out of body travel or intuition or um, if you're doing fachi, it and it enhances all of that first. Hmm. Good. Just think of if you keep it up, Jader, you will you'll get even more from it. I know you haven't been coming for long, but it will do that. And also too, because you are in Japan, um, things are going to get pulled off a lot faster because the kami are going to respond to that first. Just make sure you visit the shrines and do the right things. When I say the right things, just, um, yeah, they'll be especially watching what you do now. Not that they, retaliate, um, or anything like that, but they may send you a blessing or two. Well, I mean, that's very flattering, but things will come up and you will naturally have them. So, are you guys ready? Here we go. Amaterasu mi oyano kami no misu maru no inochi terashi kuni shizuka nari amaterasu mi oyano kami no misu maru no inochi terashi kuni shizuka nari amaterasu mi oyano kami no misu maru no inochi terashi kuni shizuka nari taka amahari ni kamazumarimasu kamurogi kamuromi no mikoto moshite sememi oyakama izanagi no kami tsukushi no himaka no tachibana no odo no awagigahara ni misogi harai tamaishi toki ni aremaseru haraido no o kami tachi moromoro no ma ga goto tsumi kaeru yo harai tamai kiyome tamai to mausu koto no yoshi o amatsu kami kunitsu kami yao 夜の神たちともに引っ越しますと、かしこみかしこみも回す。高天張にかむずまります。かむろき、かむろみのみこともして、すみみおyeかむ、いざなぎの神尽くしのひまくの立花の大戸の青木が春に、みそぎ、払い、玉石、時にありませる。払いどの狼たち、もろもろのまがごと積み改良。払いたまい、清めたまいと回すことのよしを。天つかみ、国つかみ、やお、夜ずの神たちともに引っ越しますと、かしこみかしこみも回す。高天張りにかむずまります。かむろき、かむろみのみこともして、すみみ、おやかめ、いざなぎの神つくしのひまくの立花の大戸の青木が春に、みそぎ、払い、玉石、時にありませる。払いどの狼たち、もろもろの間がごと積み返るよ。払いたまい、清めたまいと申すことのよしよ。天つ神、国つ神、やお、夜ずの神たちともに引っ越しますと、かしこみかしこみも申す。どうその神、あまてらします。すみみ神の身胸を、伝えて教え導きの玉枠。人はすなわち、神と神とのもとの主たり、何時らの真摯の痛ましむることなかれ。このゆえに目にもろもろの風情見て、心にもろもろの風情見ず、耳にもろもろの風情聞きて、心にもろもろの風情聞かず、口にもろもろの風情言って、心にもろもろの風情言わず、身にもろもろの風情に触れて、心にもろもろの風情に触れず、心にもろもろの風情を思とも、中心にもろもろの風情を思わず、この時に清く潔きことあり、もろもろのノリは影と形のことし、清く清ければ汚れることなし、ことをとらばうべからず、皆花よりずの実とはなる。我が身はすなわち六根処女なり、六根処女なるがゆえに、五図の真君兄なり、五図の真君兄なるが、ゆえに天使の神とどこなり、天地の神ととこなるが、故に万物の霊と体なり、万物の霊と体なるが、故になすところにこって成就せずということなし、無常霊法、真珠仏教、天上無休、名誉入賞、神奈川列、払いたまい、清めたまい、守りたまい、先追いたまい、照らしたまい、導きたまい、と神、えみたも、観言心、尊にかんだっけん、払いたまい、清めたも、breathe, inhale, and exhale. 2 more times.高めの肌にかむずまります。すめ、神たち、いやわらしたも、特殊の水の宝持ちで、あまてる国てるひけあめのほ、あかり、くしたま、ねぎはやひのみことに、しずけたもこと教えてのたもわけ、今しこの水の宝持ちで、中つくにに天下り、あう人ぐさ沈め収めよ。あう人ぐさおよび、よりずのものの嫁のことあらば、かむ宝持ちて、見下いた沈みに起きて、見たま沈みの祭りを、なして水の宝を振るべ、そのかむほぎの言葉に曰く、木のい木のと、火のい火のと、土のい土のと、かのいかのと、水のい水のと、ひふみよいむなやこと、にのとふるべゆりら、かくいなりしばまかるともさらにきなんとしたも、雨の神の実を読みことなり書き留めて、雨の岩、フィニになりて、河内の国の川上の光る画面に天下りましまして、大和の国、引きの山のふもと、白庭の高庭に移しましまして、月祭りとも、名付けて、イスの神の狼と申し立て祭り、よよ噛む宝を持ちて、よりずのもののために、古びの噛むことを持ちて、しかしなした家の古の見た目の神と、敬い立て祭り、すめみことおまらじ、おとろその神たけきを持ちて、ゆつきに使い祭りとも、もののびの神のやしろ雨がした、よりずのもののたこいなり、いでんもとかむたからは、いわゆる、おきつ鏡、平つ鏡、やつぐの剣、いく玉、たる玉、まかるが石の玉、ちが石の玉、おろうちのひれ、八のひれ、くすぐすのもののひれ、さらにとくすの神、木のい木のと、火のい火のと、土のい土のと、かのいかのと、水のい水のと、ひふみよいむなやこと、にのとふるべゆらとゆら、かく祈りしばまかるともさらにきなんとしとも。ゆらゆら、かく祈りしばまかるともさらにきなんとしとも。平らけく、きこしめせと、命長く、子孫羽、時はかきわに、守りたまい、先はいたまい、かじ立て祭り、人生寿命死にきかじ、と神、意味たも、看言心、損にかんだっけん、払いたまい、清めたも、高天はりにかむずまります。カムロギ、カムロミのみこともして、すめみおゆかむ、いずなぎの神つけしのひまかの立ち花の大戸の青ぎがはれに、みそぎ、払い、たまいし、時にありませる。払いとの狼たち、もろもろの間がごと罪帰りを、払いたまい清めたまいと、回すことのよしよ。天つ神、国つ神、よりずの神たちともに引っ越しますと、かしこみかしこみもまおす。 Kan nagara tamachiyamase. Kan nagara tamachiyamase. Kan nagara tamachiyamase. All right, everyone. How is that? You're welcome. So, sun blood, this builds up over time. Um, yeah. And my book is available on Amazon. It's a supplementary practice to this, or this is the supplementary practice to that. Like that is like the work you do yourself, and this keeps you on that current and assists you. So I'm in service to everyone, basically. Yeah, genes are powerful places. That's why nothing is ever going to overtake this place religiously. The only reason why Buddhism was able to is because it it matched well with it. It supplemented Shinto, and I think when Taoism, the sort of original aspect, is rediscovered, it will supersede it. That's my prediction. And reintegrate. Hmm. And yeah, and Japan's a really easy place to live um, because of that, how it is and how it's been maintained. Like modern Japan is a accumulation of that maintainment, and it's even really hard to get in trouble here as a foreigner, unless, of course, you're around other foreigners. It has problems. That's why I avoid it when I can. I mean, it depends on the person, but for generally, yeah, I heard the rain. I heard the wind and rain too, right there. It can do a lot. It can open you up and stop your dreams. So it works. It does a couple things. Like it opens up your energetic field and lets things pass through. And it also shuts down the perception, your perception sometimes, so stuff can pass through. Sometimes it might seem like you get inspiration um, from it, and that's true because your fields open up. You're going to get all kinds of things. But things that are um, hostile, I should say, they're going to take advantage of it too. And that's why, at least, and I know other neighborhoods are like that too. There's always everyone always knows someone who, smokes a lot of weed and is probably the chillest person you ever met. Then all of a sudden, you will find that they did something completely out of character, and that's quite common. And it's because they are compromised to do something outside of their nature. Happens all the time. So tread very carefully with that, especially when doing this type of work. I mean, you're an adult. I don't sit here and tell people what to do. I can just tell you the things I've experienced and also tell you spirits, drinks are called spirits for a reason. And people that become drunk don't remember anything they did the night before for a reason. So any intoxicant has that sort of effect at varying levels. The alchemy is different when it touches your type of spiritual molecule. Just like different things have different effects on the body. So this if you truly wish to quit, this will help you. If you want to, this will help. Like people here have quit coffee. I have to. Sometimes I drink it, but that's okay. I don't. It's not a habit anymore. But this helps. Any addiction isn't us. I have found. One thing that you could do that will start helping is when you have an urge to smoke, and I don't judge anyone here because of that sort of understanding. Um, Breathe and concentrate. If you know how to meditate, just meditate on it a little bit and try to identify what part of your body that's coming from. Does that make sense? Most people don't think to do that, but try to do that. And um, when you're able to start identifying that, it'll start being easier to pull yourself from that, knowing that that isn't you and that's something else. Does that make sense? In other words, you're not addicted to smoking. Something is making you feel addicted, and you want to identify that energetically. And like I said, if you decide to come here and work through that, it'll be easier to disseminate the energies. As I said, this builds up over time. Um, But yeah, you're more than smoking and that stuff, and more than trying to overcome addictions. Everyone is. Truth will always emerge no matter the culture. I agree. I think it will. Yeah, like the going out and partying guy, they always get in trouble. I completely agree. Jader again. I shouldn't have said it that way. I was I was really generalizing. Well, we're in Japan, and there's there's a very type of fresh anti-foreigner sentiment here that I just kind of been reflecting on, and the energetic reasons why that is. I know why, but yes, like there's a lot of things going on in those clubs. And you're not the only one who you'll find that has come here and got over that, because there has been. Is that related to what, IG? Mm-hmm. Yeah, once per lifetime for the plant medicine. All right. Any questions, guys? Any more? Mm-hmm. I think is behind in the video, and but that's okay. Scare. Yep, it does that. All right. I'll try sending it again. Oh, let me see. Oh, since I've been coming to these, I have had animals and young children look at me different. Kids keep coming up and saying hi to me, laughing and smiling. Can't keep. So that's a good thing. So, like I said, so I try to, I speak on these shows that draw 3,000 views, and I, um, I, I'll try to explain everything I can, the best I can. Um, I don't even. I'm a little lost for words right now, because this practice is very effective, and um, one of the things that happens is once you start becoming uncovered, um, the best of people can sort of start seeing who you are, like kids and animals. Um, yeah, so that's what that is. And have you read the book yet, IG? Have you received it? Or has it not come yet? I talk about it a little bit. How can someone identify attachments they may carry? Well, any habit that's detrimental that you may have is in nature, by its nature, an attachment. So the idea isn't to suppress yourself. It is to identify what those are, um, and how they might be detrimental, and start peeling yourself off of it. Yeah, if you're in Yokohama, sure. I mean, that's fine. I'm local. Stop by. Here, I'll read you. I want to read you a passage from my book since you haven't had it because I'm talking about it. Um, where is it? Misogi no Michi. That is not it. There it is. Nope, that's just the cover. um, Hold on, guys. Yeah, it also expands to the wider world. If you're taking part in something, you will get new opportunities. In the beginning, I had one lady who had the same animal thing, and she wasn't able to get work for like years. And all of a sudden, like, she's not here. So, yeah, it does that too. I wish she was still here, but I think she got what she got needed from it. So, let's see. Where is my book? Here it is. Cannot open. Hmm. That's the short. That's my other book. That is my other book. It's like I spend more time trying to format these books than writing them, it seems like. I might not have it outside of, let's just open it up in InDesign. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm here every day. Um, I Yeah, like I said, like I have my book on Amazon. You don't have to buy it, but I really do. I know it helps. and then it will help tremendously if you do what's in it every day too with this. Where is it? Okay, there is InDesign. Open. Hmm. I'm also writing the follow-up book to this one, but there's only really two people that are ready for that one. So that's why I'm not in a really super hurry to get it out. Um, where the heck is it? I think I found it. It's not opening. All right, let me just get it here. Yep. Hmm. Two-step. Now, okay, now it's asking for two-step verification. Send code to WhatsApp. I really want to read this to you. Okay. Oh, I sold. Wow. Okay. I sold a good 3 books. That's nice. All right. Let's see. I need to order some authored copies provincially. Here it is. Let's see. Now I'll read you the final words, which I have. Sure. Just read what everyone says. Okay. All right. So with time, the boundary between the chant and the silence dissolves. You will no longer speak the name of Amaterasu. You will be it. The sun that once appeared above beyond becomes the one that burns quietly within, and the world around you begins to reflect this change. Rooms feel clearer, people soften near you, and your very presence cleanses. This is not power, it is resonance. The light does not belong to you. It moves through you as harmony restored. As you progress through the live streams, know that the Hifumi Norito within your self practice continues to open the current, and the invocation of Amaterasu completes it. Together, they form the breath and light of purification, the word becoming radiance. Yet, this is only the beginning. What has been shared here is the foundation, the entry into Misogi. But within this foundation, there is also completion. To purify even once with sincerity is to return to the clarity that has always called you home. From this point forward, the current itself becomes the teacher. It awakens what lies dormant within you, the subtle senses that perceive beyond sight, the will that moves unseen forces, and the awareness that begins to shake reality itself. These deeper movements cannot be contained in any book, for they unfold only through direct experience. Let your practice end in silence, the kind that glows when you rise. Remember that you are more than a passing thought within the body. You are the meeting point of heaven and earth, the clear mirror through which the divine sees itself. The light of Amaterasu is not beyond reach. It breathes within you, waiting to be remembered. Yet every sincere act, every breath of gratitude, every movement lived in truth reveals more of that light. Walk as walk its reflection. Let your presence remind others of what they have forgotten, that they too are radiant, that they too belong in the light, no matter who they are or what they have done. When you step into the world, know that you carry the dawn within you, and through you, the sun continues to rise, even on days when clouds gather. Do not mistake their passing for the absence of the sun. The light within you does not fade, it only waits for you to remember. In every breath, the promise of renewal endures. Return to it, trust in it. The path of purification is not a destination, but a continual awakening. Each time you choose clarity over confusion, reverence over despair, the world becomes brighter because of you. So, yeah, that is, I just wanted to read that to everyone. Oh, thank you. I'm trying to get book more. If anyone knows any shows, drop my name. I will be on it. I mean, yeah. So yeah, I describe it there, and I think this is a earlier draft actually. I actually want to also remind people that they're not broken; they're just covered. So did I share a lot of good books on shadow control? that that interview was so funny. That guy. I made a video about the shadow control interview. I mean, the guy that runs that whole thing, he's wanted in Russia and Ukraine. I mean, how can you be wanted in Russia and Ukraine? You'll have to read up about it if you're interested. And he hiding out in Poland with all his girlfriends. It's just a matter of time before he's wanted there too, I assume, if he isn't already. Hmm. All right, everyone. I guess that's it. Well, Slovakia hiding from Interpol. And and it goes to what I say about people who have some ability, having their only ability, being able to cord people and get them to kind of believe everything that's being told to them through type of like Borg hive mind feedback loop thing. It's actually really frightening. So, anyway, I made a video about that. But I'm glad I've met some really good people through that interview. So I'm glad I did it. All right, so I guess we will take off now. I need to go to the grocery store. I'm out of, oh no, I have something, so no, I don't. I need to do my schoolwork though. Thank you so much for being here. I want to give you the opportunity to ask any parting questions again. And if not, I'm going to take off. See you, see you.